What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to today's video. I am Rachel and today I am at Ironworks Performance in Broomfield, Colorado, and we're gonna give you all kinds of great tips on bench press. But not just me, I am joined today by international elite powerlifter. She has all 4 Colorado drug-tested state records in this 60 kilogram weight class. Let's welcome Dani Edgel. Woo! Dani Edgel here. She's actually been on the channel before. She's on a previous Hang Time with Rachel episode. So if you haven't seen that, go back and check it out so you can watch a day of lifting with her. But today, we are bench pressing. Well, not me, she is bench pressing. But what we're gonna give you, we're gonna give you 4 tips on how to increase your bench press. And then Dani is going to be maxing out today on her bench press as she prepares for, what are you prepping for, Dani?
I'm preparing for the drug-tested USPA World Championships on November 4th.
Woo! Get excited, get excited. So, tell me a little bit about your previous powerlifting background and the records that you have. I said you had those 4.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I've been competing in powerlifting since 2019.
All right. That's pretty recent.
Yeah, broke CrossFit competitively before that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what made me strong in the first place.
Yeah.
And then from there, I broke a couple of state records in Utah. Okay. Then I moved to Colorado, and I broke all 4 Colorado state records in my weight class. The last meet, which was the last hang time I did.
Yeah.
And then during that point, during that meet, I then qualified for Worlds.
All right.
And became an international elite powerlifter.
Heck yeah.
Which is like the highest tier you can get. So
awesome.
Lots of good things happen there. And now I've got, a bunch of goals that I'm trying to accomplish for Worlds.
Nice.
So,
but today, it's all about bench press.
It's all about
Let's
bench
get
today.
to it. Alright guys, we are going to give you 4 tips, and by we, I am joined by Dani Edgel and Josh Collins. We are going to give you 4 tips on how to increase your bench press. So guys, what is tip number 1?
Tip number 1 is going to be benching at or above 90% once a week.
Alright, so at or above 90% guys, once a week. Tip number 2.
Tip number 2 is going to be find a coach that will help you with technique. There are so many different pieces to the bench, so find someone that can actually help you with the technique component.
Yes, and we are actually joined by Dani's coach, Josh Collins here at Ironworks Performance. So Josh, tell them where they can find you if they want to work with you specifically.
Yeah, we're on Instagram at Ironworks Performance, and then my own is JOCO Strength, JOCO_strength. We're also in Broomfield, Colorado.
And what kind of athletes do you typically work with?
I work from athletes all the way from high school level to professional level, baseball players, lacrosse players, powerlifters, everything.
Alright, and we're going to drop his info in the comments below, so if you want to reach out to him, please do. And back to the tips, guys. Tip number 3 is...
pump up the volume on your accessories, so hit a lot of back and triceps, make sure you have a good foundation for your bench.
Alright, accessory movements are key. And now for tip number 4.
Tip number 4 would be changing up the stimulus. So don't just always bench conventionally, try wide grip bench, tempo bench. You could even take a 2x4 and bench with that, bench with bands. Just constantly change up the stimulus.
There you go. And you saw evidence right here of Dani herself, an elite international powerlifter, doing all of those things. So guys, if you want to increase your bench press, follow those 4 tips, reach out to a coach. We got Josh here if you want to hit him up. And then even if you want to reach out to Dani for any tips for powerlifting, reach out to her as well, guys. But get out there and bench press!
Yeah,
it's max bench time! Alright Dani, what's the strategy when you're building to a 1 rep max here?
Just get the body nice and warm at lower percentages, like hitting 3s until you get to like 80% or whenever it feels heavy, and then drop it down to singles from there. But it's important to get the lats fired up and to get your shoulders and everything engaged and fired up before you go to your 1 rep max.
right, Danny, so what are we shooting for here for this 1 rep max?
212.
212, all right.
Yeah, I have 1 pound plates. That's the goal.
Where are we going from 185, Danny?
We're going to 195, then we'll do, well, should I do 200 then 212? Or should I go 95, 205, 212?
I would do 90. Well, I'd rather you open with 205, so it's not.
Okay.
12 pounds.
All right. Going 205 next.
Alright, so belt's going on.
Yeah. Belt is
Why do you
going
like to
on.
wear the belt when you're benching?
It keeps my core brace better. And I mean, glutes should be tight and your core should be braced just like any other movement. Bench isn't any different.
How'd that feel, Danny?
Felt better than 195 for some reason.
That's always fun.
Yeah.
We're going for 212?
Yeah.
Alright.
212.
Look at those cute weights.
These are the money makers right here. This is the most important weights right here.
Do you have something that you say to yourself right before you're about to lift?
Yeah, I do actually. It's not like any type of mantra or anything like that. It's more like typically just like to God, like I can do all things through you.
There you go.
So
Yeah.
that's typically what I say.
So, Danny, we attempted the 212. Didn't go quite as planned.
Not today, but that's all right.
What are you thinking, and then what are we going to do next?
So what I'm thinking is just I need to continue to just work on the lat strengthening and positioning in the bar and making sure I'm nice and settled in before I go for it. I do have a tendency to go faster when I get heavier because I'm in my head instead of just doing things very methodically. So I need to be more methodical about it. Remember that my 1 rep max is only 2 pounds less than this. So just, you know, not getting in my head as much really is the big thing. So now we're gonna drop the weight down to 70%. And then we'll also be doing some lat pull downs as well.
So guys, you just saw the 1 rep max attempt of 212 pounds, which is a lot of weight from Danny. Did not quite go as she had planned, but Danny, tell me a little bit about how that felt, and then advice for others of like when to call it when they're doing a 1 rep max and it's just not working that day.
Yeah. I mean, as far as how it felt, like I feel like it felt pretty good in the first half of it. Again, I think the hardest thing for athletes in general is just getting in your head when it's like a 1 rep max. Because I think mentally that's like the biggest thing that will probably mess with someone in general. Realistically, a 2 pound difference from what my one rep max is shouldn't be enough to like mess with you that much. But I think, yeah, just like setting up and everything, it felt good. I think I came down a little too fast and just wasn't as controlled as I needed to be. So I just need to slow it down and make sure I get really settled in. And then as far as like calling it goes, I think with a movement like bench or snatch or clean and jerk or anything like that, realistically your body and your central nervous system only has so much to give. And so I think, yeah, 2 attempts is probably good. If your first attempt looked like it wasn't just a complete, mess, then yeah, go for it again. And after that, I feel like realistically, after the second attempt, if it's just not there, you should call it for the day.
So there you have it, guys. We gave you those 4 tips to increase your bench press. Dani did her 1 rep max for bench press, didn't quite get 212, but she's saving that for her meet on November 4th, USPA World Championships. So guys, please go follow Dani. You can follow her on Instagram. What's your Instagram handle? Danimal_Z_animal. There we go. I'll put it up on the screen. I'll put it down in the description. So follow Dani and all of her awesome powerlifting awesomeness that she posts on there. And then check out Ironworks Performance. I will also drop their Instagram down below in the description. Check them out as well. But Dani, thank you so much for letting me be here and for doing the bench press. And guys, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to see more fun lifting and day of training videos. And most of all, get out there, lift all the things.
Lift all the things.
Yes, just like she said, lift all the things. And I'll see you next time. Woo! Nice.